Hey there, I'm excited to share with you guys the different loops that I'm going to be doing on the Dunn's Farm Trailhead. So I hope you enjoy. This is one of many. We are just starting the Dunn's Farm Trail and we are going to be doing the loop today. And I'm not sure whether we're going to finish dry, but we're going to start that way, except for my shoes. And yeah, so I'm going to share the trail with you, and hopefully it'll be one that you'll come out and do if you're in this area. We are following the pink blazes the whole time today. This should only take us an hour and a half maybe, but we are going to do one of many loops from here. They'll all start at this exact trailhead. And I've started my all trails map so that I can share that at the end of the video and the information that comes along with it. And then I also started my Garmin watch. I want to compare the difference between the two. So there may be some water on the trail on this section up here a little bit. It usually holds some water on, when there's a lot of rain, and it rained all night last night. The first intersection we're coming up to is the Crosscut Trail, and that goes to the left, and it is a mint green blaze, and so we'll stay to the right. But there's the blaze. We're going to stay to the right and head towards the Pioneer Trail. This first section is just really all palmettos. You can literally see one blaze from the other. So here's one right here, and there's one right there. So if getting lost is a concern of yours, and I can see the third one after that, this trail is extremely well marked and easy to follow. And you can always use the All Trails app, and there is a free version of that. And so you can see if you were to get off trail, which I think would be a little bit difficult, but possible, because when I first came out here and the blazes weren't quite as well marked as they are now, we're coming up to another break in the trail. We will head to the left as the pink blazes signify, but to the right is where the Sawyer Trail starts. And that will be our next loop trail that we'll do. And so we have been going a little over like 0.54 miles to get to this split right here. And so we will head that way on our next loop adventure. But for right now, we're heading to the left and continuing on the Dunn's Farm loop trail. When I stepped out of my car today, it was 64 degrees, so it's very comfortable. I have my Outdoor Vitals jacket on, which I have never really used for hiking. I actually worn it a few times. I thought I would take it on my Appalachian Trail through hike with me, but I decided against it. And so it's supposed to be pretty water resistant, but if that doesn't work, and it starts raining, I have my rain jacket. We're coming to a dirt road crossing. There's a parking lot over there. And there's a parking lot right here. And if you decided that you wanted to do the loop, but maybe you didn't want to do the part that we just completed, which took us 0.82 to get here, you could drive in on Nolan Road all the way to the end and then take a left on the dirt road, and you would end up on this road, and you could park right here and then start the trail from here, which would cut off almost a mile from the start. When we come up here, it's kind of like a hub. You can go one of four directions, and we are going to go to the right and stay on the solid pink trail, but I'll show you really quick. So over there by the kiosks, and almost all the kiosks have maps, is the continuation of the Pioneer Trail. Right over here is where the Pioneer and the Dunn's Farm Trail share the trail, which we'll finish on. And then right here is the Dunn's Farm Trail, and this is the one we are going to continue on. So we're going to hit the Dunn's Farm Camp Zone relatively quickly. Right now my mileage is 0.89, so we'll head this way. I love going underneath this limb for some reason. I think it's because the blaze is right there, but they also have a bench. So if you're not someone that does a lot of walking, but wants to get out here and do more of that, they have several benches throughout this whole trail where you can stop and take a break, recover, eat a snack. Make sure that you're drinking your water. I always bring a bottle of water with me, and today's no different. So I don't always drink it all, but I do drink some while I'm out here on the trail. There's some cool little patches of this deer moss that I think is pretty cool. And we are almost to the Dunn's Farm Camp Zone. So I'll show you that when we get there. Here we go. Here is the camp zone for Dunn's Farm. We got a nice picnic table. All of the camp zones that I've seen have got fire rings, and we are at mile marker 1.25. So, mile and a quarter into the trail, you have a camping area if you wanted to hike in and camp for the night. And then we'll just continue out on the trail, and pretty soon we will meet up with the Pioneer Trail. Look at all this deer moss. And there's a bunch of it over there too. It's beautiful. I love the different shades of green out here. Some people ask me what kind of animals are out here. I think there's probably quite a few. I had somebody tell me the other day that they heard coyotes. Many years ago, I think I saw a bear on the other side of the creek, but I've never seen one around me. And I think I've seen the backside of a hog, and I've seen a water moccasin. I don't know, those aren't the same, are they? And then I've seen a coral snake, a really tiny one, circled up. But have I ever been threatened by any of the animals that I've seen? No. Oh, and I've seen some armadillo out here. So I don't know what else is out here. This is a big area, and there's a lot of property out here. There's a lot of space for animals to roam. And I've seen, obviously, deer out here. So most of the time when I come out here, I see nothing. Sometimes not even a squirrel. So I think if you're just, aware, you're going to be fine. I certainly wouldn't have any of those things stop me from coming out here. You notice the landscape has changed a little bit. You don't see any more of those palmetto shrubs, or, well, there's one right there as I speak, but they're not taking over the whole forest. So the landscape has changed quite a bit. My All Trails is telling me that I'm off route, which I am not. They rerouted this trail a couple years ago, and I just don't think that All Trails has updated that yet. But as you can see, there's a pink blaze right there. Here is where we will meet up with the Pioneer Trail, and it will now be a blue and pink blaze. So we just walked 0.4 from the campsite. Pioneer Trail continues that way all the way to Indian Ford. Right now we're at 1.58. We're gonna head over this little plank bridge. It's called Board and Branch. And you can see both the colored blazes. They will combine on one tree and you'll see both of them on the same tree. Right there. But this right here, where this wood is where the trail used to come out. And they just moved it to the other side of that little creek. So now we'll have a little bit more elevation, but it's not a lot and it's not really hard. Well, this is a really easy trail. I think for people who don't walk regularly, I would go slow, take your time, take some breaks, or maybe to start off with, maybe go down Nolan and hit that dirt road and start from there, and then just increase your distance from there. But there's something magical about being out in the wilderness. There are 3 baby waterfalls that we're going to pass, and these are running pretty good right now, I think because of the rain last night. We'll have 2 more right before we get back to the hub, as I call it. We have a little bit of up and down here, but we'll be coming to a section where we have some steps, kind of. That'll be a little bit more of an incline, and they put those in here to help with the erosion. There's another little bit of a climb. And this is just over 2 miles into the hike. That was probably the biggest climb so far. Here's some of the elevation I was talking about. We have these steps right here. I just cleaned a little bit of storm debris off the trail. You know, if you get on the trail and there's some small limbs or branches that you can move without putting yourself in danger or, you know, hurting yourself. I know that that would be appreciated by the volunteers that take care of this trail. We call it trail maintenance. And we can all do our part. A little bit of a descent here, but not much. We're coming up to our second of the 3 falls. I believe it is Schoolhouse Falls. We'll find out shortly. Yes. Here's what Schoolhouse Falls looks like. It's got this really nice rail fence and has a sign not to go on the other side of it. But we are at Schoolhouse Falls and we are very close to being back to the hub. So that's at 2.56 miles. 259 right now. And that is Duck Pond Falls. So we will, and there's another bench. If you want to sit and enjoy and listen to the music of the falls. And we do not have very much further. Here's the next set of steps. And really, it's not very much at all. Is it 4? So you can hear the water. And this time of year, you can see it. During the summer, it's almost so blocked in with the greenery that you can't see it. You still get the joy of hearing it, though. Okay, we are back at the hub. It is mile marker 267. There's the map right there. I'll show you here what we did. So we started here came along the blue trail, or I'm sorry, we started here, came along the pink trail, hit which is Dunn's farm, hit the Pioneer and the Dunns together. Now we're right here, and we'll head back out to the parking area. And we have 0.9 to go to get back to the parking lot. So now we're just retracing our steps from here back to the car. Hopefully you will come out here and check out this loop. And like I said before, there are so many loops that you can take from that Dunn's Farm trailhead and attach them to make a couple varieties, increase your distance. And then here's that road that I told you could use if you wanted to make it a shorter distance. So right now we are at mile marker 273, and we got here at 0.83, so a little less than 2 miles on the rest of the trail if you cut this section up here off. I want to do a little blurb for my YouTube channel and just ask you to subscribe and like or comment. If you don't want to subscribe, at least like it or leave a comment just so other people can find this. I really want to help get that information out there so that other people know that this is out here and how to get to it and any information they need. So if you're new to my channel, thank you. I appreciate it. You people that have been with me since I started the Appalachian Trail through hike or before, thank you so much for sticking with me. I have a handful of you guys that always comment on all my videos, and I just really appreciate that. I appreciate you, and thanks for coming along with me today. We are almost to the start. Oh my goodness. I don't know what those are, but they are huge. I think they're vultures, but they kind of startled me. Man, do they have a big wingspan. Here we are at the end. I'm going to give you guys all the details on the distances. You can see the trailhead right there. So I'm going to stop my watch and let you guys know what all the details are. I'm going to go ahead and leave the information after this part, but it was 3.6 miles. I think it was 193 feet of elevation, and my pace was like a 2.8 or 2.9 miles per hour. And then I met 2 people that are getting ready to go out and just do a little day hike today, but they had all their backpacking gear on, and the gentleman was a former AT thru hiker. So that was really exciting. But that is it for today, so I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Peace out and get on the trail.